First up is Age Out. This is a 2019 movie starring Ty Sheridan, Imogen Poots, my fifth one of hers, Caleb Landry Jones, and Jeffrey Wright. So the basic premise of this is it's really about the failings of our foster care system. So there is a boy who just turned 18 and is now aged out of the foster care system, and so now he's an official adult, so now he needs to decide what the hell he's going to do next in his life. Is he going to go to college and get a lot of debt, or is he going to join the workforce right away? And obviously, as you can imagine, as an 18-year-old with zero support system, things don't go great for him. Like even personally, with me thinking about when I was 18, like I didn't want to have a job. I went to college and stuff and I had a blast there, but like if I was forced to work and if I didn't have my parents in my life or my friends as well, I would have been like just as screwed as this kid is. So the movie is really just it's about compassion and it's about finding like non-romantic love. And it's beautifully done. It's beautifully shot. Like it's shot in a very non-Hollywood style. It's a lot of like, I think it's a lot of long takes, but you kind of don't really notice it because the camera's kind of moving around a lot, kind of like almost guerrilla style-ish, but not like mockumentary style. Just non-normal, non-standard shooting style. And it's really great. I was blown away by how much I connected to it, especially the ending. I'm not going to say what happens at the end, but like I cried a lot. And like even thinking back about it now, like 12 hours later after I watched it, like I'm still like kind of on the brink of tears about the ending. And like if you would have told me I was gonna cry in it at the end while watching the movie, I wouldn't have believed you. Or even just like on a different day, I don't know if I would have cried at the ending to this movie because like it's not something insane you don't expect to happen or anything, or really connected to me personally. I think it's just I don't know, because like I said, it's about compassion, and like I think it just like struck a chord just perfectly. So yeah, this movie like just made it into the top 10 of all the movies I've seen in quarantine. It's actually the second Imogen Poots movie to make it into the top 10, so that's really cool. But yeah, I definitely recommend the hell out of this movie. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Short Term 12, which I definitely recommend that movie as well. I think that's probably one of the most important movies, especially if you get to work with children or get to be around children. You definitely should watch Short Term 12. And this is in the same vein as that movie. So yeah, it's wonderful. I don't know if you guys will cry at it as well, but it got me. It's good. It's damn good. Now on to 20th Century Women. So this is a 2016 movie starring Annette Bening, Ellie Fanning, my second Ellie Fanning movie, Greta Gerwig, number 5 as well, and then Billy Crudup, my third one of his, and then Lucas Jade Zummer. So this movie it centers around basically the group. I mean, Annette Bening is definitely the lead and kind of the central character, but it's about I guess just being a 20th century woman. It's set in the late 70s, and it's kind of all these people at different points in their life, kind of just figuring out how to be people, how to be a person, what it means to be both a woman and like, two men in there, but like at the same time, the two men, it's kind of hard to describe exactly this movie, because like, they're both feminine, but they're masculine. Like it's about just being a person. And so like what they identify with can be described as like feminine things, but it's just that's who they are as a person. And that's why I personally related to this movie so much, because like I mean if you kind of just like break down my characteristics, I have so many like feminine qualities. But really that's just who I am. It's just society who's labeled these things as masculine and feminine, which is it's such bullshit. But he's just like, and what I love too is because the mom is like hardcore feminist, and then like she kind of sees like her son becoming this like kind of non-gendered person, and she kind of like, even though she's like all for it, she's also like she's seeing her son do it, so like it's kind of taken aback by it, and she's kind of being like an old person about it, but like then the other young people in her life are like, dude, come on, you know better. And so like it's really really interesting, and I also really like this one. I got to watch 2 really good movies this week. It's great. Annette Bening does do amazing in the lead, but the real standout for me, especially, was Greta Gerwig. You can't not love Greta Gerwig. Someone on Reddit was like, she's so good at just making you want to be best friends with her as soon as you see her, and it's like, yeah, no, she is such a freaking delight. And like, what I loved most about her in this, I loved her outfits. She was like, it's so her. But then also the way she dances, it just like, it's so unconventional, but like it's kind of just satisfying because like it works perfectly with the music, even though it kind of looks ridiculous, but it's just so great, and she's just so lovely. And I'm like, I need to watch every single thing she's been in because she's just and I'm so glad that she's a director now too, because I think she's gonna make so many more great films. Yeah, she's just it's wonderful, so wonderful. Okay, all right. Oh, this button. But yeah, so this movie is definitely more character focused rather than plot focused. So just be aware of that going in. So it's not like, don't expect some big convoluted plot. It's about, characters growing is really it. And I did have, like, my only complaint is that it was a little long. I mean, there was kind of, because there's Billy Crudup's character, I cared about him the least, and I was like, we probably could have lost a couple scenes with him, maybe. But it's still, I really liked it. It was great. Definitely recommend it. Yeah. And lastly is Relic. Relic is a 2020 movie starring Emily Mortimer, my fourth one of hers, Robin Nevin, and Bella Heathcote. Sure. It's an Australian movie. Basically, this is the prime example of horror being a metaphor for stuff. So the basic premise is, so they're all three generations of a family. Grandma there got lost and is having some difficulties with existing. And so daughter and granddaughter come to live with her and kind of help her out. And spooks happen, and it's definitely some spooky spooks. But really, I'm going to tell you what the metaphor is for the movie because I don't think it's going to ruin anything. The metaphor is, it's dementia. Like, it's very clearly like everything's based around the horrors of dementia. And I think this movie works. It works well just being more metaphorical because you can really get into the mindset of the horrors of dementia and just like how freaking terrifying it is to have it, and both know you're probably going to have it when you get to that age because it's kind of hereditary. But this movie isn't hereditary. But yeah, I ended up putting this movie in the quite liked rather than really liked. I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, I think I just didn't connect with it as much because obviously I don't have a dementia, and thankfully no one close to me has dementia, even though my grandma did have essentially dementia. But yeah, it was really good. It was really solid. Probably my favorite scene though is like there's a hallway scene, and if you've seen the movie, you know what the hallway scene is because it's so terrifying. It's near the end of the movie, and it's just I definitely had nightmares about that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was good. Emily Mortimer did great as always. She looked like such a mom in this, which is, yeah. And I will say though, I don't know if I always believed Emily Mortimer's Australian accent because if I remember right, she's British, not Australian. But the other two, their Australian accents were great. I kind of want to watch more stuff with what's her name, Bella. Yeah, I think she was really good in this too. I'm excited to see what's up with her. So yeah, it was solid. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be done talking. Have a good day.